Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Danielle. So in today's video, I thought I would actually take a moment to talk about Micah. So today was kind of a rough day for Micah. He just got off the bus. He was crying. He thought he didn't get any candy from his classmates. So Micah's birthday is on Saturday.
I remember these.
You remember those?
Remember on my party?
Okay, baby. So, I called his teacher up. I asked if I could, drop off some cupcakes for his class since he wouldn't be there on Friday and his birthday's on Saturday. And she said that would be fine. Tuesday night, me and Micah, we set up. We made some Valentine's Day goodie bags for his classmates. Give everybody some stickers and candy, and some pencils and things like that. Most of it was leftovers from last year, so I'm broke. Please don't think I went out and spent a whole bunch of money. This was all just old stuff that I had left over. Because last year, Micah's birthday fell on the same day they're having a party, so I had already bought a whole bunch of stuff, but unfortunately he got thrown out of school that day, so I basically just recycled all that stuff, but the kids don't have to know that. But anyways, so unfortunately for Micah, he didn't get to do that. I don't know the whole story. I just know principal called me. I was in the middle of a massage, so I missed the phone call, but I called back for an update. Apparently, Micah was running across the classroom. His teacher told him, what? Micah, baby, don't do that. Right here, go take that somewhere else. So his teacher, asked him to walk. And apparently that led to a meltdown. And this particular meltdown was just Micah, throwing things and destroying the classroom. So his teacher went up to the phone, because every classroom has a phone so they can call, the office or call whoever. This basically made Micah panic, because he knows if you get on the phone that she's about to call the principal or call me or his dad or whoever. So somehow he managed to get the phone away from the teacher and started hitting his teacher. So for the rest of the day, Micah had to spend it in school suspension. Normally they would just send Micah home, but I'm kind of glad that they didn't send Micah home this time, only because I feel like if Micah was a normal child, then yes, sending him home would be, appropriate, but I do feel like because Micah is autistic and this is just unfortunately one of the coping mechanisms that I'm trying to work on changing, sending him home every time he does something in the midst of a meltdown, I don't know. I'm not saying that it's excusable. I'm just saying I hate the fact that he gets sent home, because when he's sent home, like, it's an unexcused absence. And, once you get so many unexcused absences, you get in trouble and all these other things. So unfortunately, Micah didn't get to pass out his cupcakes. Luckily, though, they did say that if he was good the rest of the day and he was good for the morning tomorrow, Friday, that he could pass out the cupcakes before I take him to therapy tomorrow. I don't want to say that I feel bad for Micah, because I don't. Thinking about how Micah was when he was younger to how he is now, or how he could be, Micah is doing wonderfully. I complain, but I really can't complain about him. But at the same time, because he is high functioning, because he is on that side of the spectrum, I do feel like he has kind of this unfair, people just look at him unfairly, because it's different when you see a child who's obviously autistic, or there is something as obviously wrong with them. It's easy to look at that child and say, oh, you give them an excuse. You know what I mean? You give them an excuse because you can see it. You can see it with your eyes. You know that something's wrong. You know that parent is having trouble. It's obvious. With Micah, it's not. It's just not obvious because he talks, he walks. Most of the aversions that he has, I've already worked with him through those before he ever started ABA therapy. So a lot of people, when they see him, I usually get, oh, are you sure he's autistic? Or, oh, I didn't realize he seems so normal. And I feel like they even do that at the school. Considering how hard of a time he's had over the last few years, it's like I feel like they still can't let go of that, even though now he has a diagnosis, even though he's had an anxiety diagnosis for the last couple of years, which is interesting because it wasn't until one of these last meetings at the beginning of the year that his behavioral therapist even noticed that he had an anxiety disorder, even though I had put that in his file the year before. It kind of sucks for Micah because, again, for him, he's just kind of the weird kid. You know what I mean? For him, it's easier for people to look at him and say, oh, you just put him on some medicine to make him be quiet. Or if he's having a meltdown in the store, it's like, oh, why don't you just beat that child? Not that I didn't try that, because before I, knew anything about autism, I'm not gonna lie, I was that person. I was the beat that child, make them be quiet kind of person. I was very ill-informed. I really blamed a lot of Micah's behaviors on myself. I kind of was under the impression that I was just, had a really bad parenting, and that was the reason why Micah was the way he was, is because I just wasn't parenting him correctly. I've obviously stopped spanking him since then. I still punish him. I don't let him go. I still treat him like he's normal. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't get away with things. I just, I have had to learn how to adjust myself for him. But anyways, I do feel bad. Micah, he got off the bus. He was actually crying today, because he thought that he didn't get any candy. Because at school, I guess everybody got a bag of candy. So what happened was his teacher took all of his Valentine's Day cards and things from his classmates, and she'd put it in a bag. So Micah only saw he had one bag from his teacher. So he got off the bus, he's crying to me, he falls down to his knees, oh, so pitiful, falls down to his knees, and I'm like, Micah, what's wrong with you? He's like, oh, I didn't everybody got candy except for me, I only got a bag from Miss Burns. Miss Burns is his teacher. And I'm like, Micah, what are you talking about? So, I just assumed that they were all still at class, and the reason he didn't get them is because he was at in-school suspension. So, while he's crying, I opened up his book bag, and there was a bag in his bag. I opened the bag, and of course, inside the bag are all of his Valentine's Day cards from his classmates and a bunch of candy. So I handed the bag. I was like, Micah, look inside the bag, baby. So, he takes the bag, he looks in there, he starts pulling out the cards and reading the cards. So now he's in his room, he's playing, probably eating all the candy. I probably need to go back there and get that candy from him so he doesn't eat it all, because he will eat every single piece of candy right now. But anyways, I just wanted to give a little update on Micah. I do have things to talk about myself, but I really haven't spent a lot of time really just talking about Micah and what's been going on with him. I think I did mention in a previous video, or at least I have been talking about on Facebook, about how he had gone without therapy for a month because of a situation with insurance. His current therapy place was not accepting his insurance anymore, so I went through this whole debacle with trying to change his insurance and everything else, but that's been fixed. He has new insurance, he's back in therapy, and so I'm hoping that you know, things will get back on track, and you know, he can stop hitting his teacher, because she's such a nice lady. She really is. She's so sweet. She's stern, I can tell, but I do feel like out of all the teachers he's had so far, I like her the best. She does seem like she handles Micah the best, which I think that's why it upsets me so much that he hits her so much. My only guess is that because he's so comfortable with her, that's why he hits her more than he has his other teachers. But it's still, I don't want her to harbor any bad feelings towards Micah, honestly, because she is a really good teacher. I really do like her. But anyways, that's it for today. You know, like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I will be updating another video here soon. Next week is my colonoscopy, so I'm like, eek about that.
This won't pop.
Okay, well, let me go help Micah pop his little balloon. I might do another video on my hair, because I know it's not looking too good right now, but I know I did make a video about why my hair is not growing, so I'm just going to talk a little bit about that too. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye.